Everybody a thug till them lights pull up. And everybody got a gun until ice pull up. A middle finger to the president, cause I ain't too impressed. How the fuck you kicking niggas out? Ain't you niggas guess? So it's death to an ice truck driver. You shouldn't be one. Throw up a middle. The theory's been hitting, y'all. The theories have been hitting. And it's crazy because we're going to see if this theory is fully complete by tomorrow. Tomorrow is the 30th anniversary of All Eyes on Me, and what we've been saying is that something is going to drop. Whether it's a double disc, whether it's a music video, whatever it is, we see the significance in February 13th because it's the 30-year anniversary of All Eyes on Me dropping. But that's beside the point because I got another theory. And we've been talking about it on the live, which is why I tell y'all it's important to pull up to the lives. We've been doing the surgery in real time. But I think that Bodies is Family Ties Part 2. I think that Baby Keem is on this song. Whether it's a Baby Keem song featuring Kendrick Lamar, a Baby Keem x Kendrick Lamar type of situation, or Kendrick Lamar featuring Baby Keem situation. One of those. But I can guarantee you, no I can't, but I damn near can guarantee you that Baby Keem is on this damn song, bro. And by the time we get to the end of this theory, even if you don't fully buy in, I guarantee you're gonna be thinking about putting your chips in. I guarantee you're gonna be thinking about putting your chips in because it makes a lot of sense. And that's what a theory is supposed to do. Cue the intro. This video is about to get very surgical. Now, before we really get into the theory, I just want y'all to think about it from a business perspective, okay? First and foremost, Kendrick debuts this song the same day that GNX comes out. So all of us are scrambling thinking, oh, this song is gonna be on GNX. It's not on GNX. Kendrick then goes on to promote this song for a year. And I'm not just talking about regular promotion. When you look at the Super Bowl, it was the first song he decided to perform. Who performs an unreleased song to kick the Super Bowl off? Who does that? What is the significance of performing a song that's unreleased first at the Super Bowl? How? What is the point in that, right? It doesn't stop there. Kendrick Lamar then goes to perform the song for like 60 to 75% of the GNX tour. Even when I was like, why? Why is there so much energy and time being put into promoting a song that isn't released yet, that hasn't even come out yet, that we don't even know fully is going to come out or not? In my perspective, you're building anticipation. In my perspective, you're building excitement for when this song does drop because it automatically will take the #1 spot no matter what with this level of anticipation. I don't think there's another song in hip hop with this level of anticipation. Before this song, it was Squabble Up. Everybody wanted to hear Squabble Up. And what did Squabble Up do? It went crazy on the charts. So in my perspective, this is to build anticipation. But let's take another step. You own GNX, right? Kendrick Lamar owns GNX. So to win the battle, and they immediately drop GNX, and then perform GNX at the Super Bowl, and then take GNX through the tour, a stadium tour, by the way, all of the rewards, all the whatever is coming directly to you and everybody that you work with on the album. Genius business move. Now, when we break it down further, what could you do next? Build your record label. You can use this opportunity of winning the biggest rap battle ever to build your record label. And how will you do that? By promoting the one guy that is on your record label that has multiple albums, that's already Grammy nominated. That's how you make the next move to build the record label. So at this point, we pretty much established that Kendrick Lamar has no issue promoting something that hasn't been released yet, in order to build anticipation for that thing that's going to be released. We've seen it with Squabbled Up. He put Squabble Up in the beginning of the Not Like Us video, which is the biggest diss track in the history of the genre. This brings me to my next point. During the GNX tour, right? We got the dice, we got the cards, we got the tarp on the GNX, we got all this different stuff that we were seeing during the GNX tour. And a lot of the ideas around this stuff were good ideas. I remember hearing that the cards on the back of Kendrick Lamar's shirt were supposed to represent Ab Soul, Schoolboy Q, J-Rock, and Kendrick, which, I mean, I'm not mad at that at all, right? That's a good theory. But what we found out through the announcement of Baby Keem's new album, Casino, is that Kendrick Lamar was actually promoting Baby Keem's album this whole time. Kendrick Lamar was actually getting people accustomed to the visuals and the aesthetic of Baby Keem's album before it was even announced, before we even had an idea that Baby Keem was going to drop an album in 2026. Before we even understood that, Kendrick Lamar was feeding us these images to get us used to the idea. And now when you go to Baby Keem's website, you see all of the images that Kendrick Lamar was promoting. This would prove that Kendrick Lamar is laying around Easter eggs for us to dissect and pick apart, so that once we find out what it actually is, it all fully connects. That's the 100% proof. We don't need any other observation or any other. He's been promoting this album for a year, which means they've been ready. They've been ready. They've been ready to get this rollout going. They've been ready to take Baby Keem to the next level. And it makes sense because it's related to building the label, related to building the brand, and related to getting Baby Keem to that level of superstardom that we all know he will be at. My question to everybody watching is, why would it stop there? Why would this level of intentionality, this level of focus, and this level of just precision stop now that the album has been announced? I doubt it. I wouldn't doubt if all of this has already been laid out way in advance. If all of this was already thought out. If all of this was already being broken down, and the Easter eggs that we've been dissecting will connect all of the dots. Because of this, right? Especially when you look at the Squabble Up video, everything means something. Because of this, we have to analyze further. What else did we see on the GNX tour that does not have an explanation yet? The GNX with the red tarp. Now, we had a whole lot of ideas of what it could have been. I said that I thought it was the deluxe, and I was thinking that it was going to drop last year. I was thinking that that would be unwrapped as to let everybody know the deluxe has dropped, right? Because it stayed covered for really the whole tour, even with the lights on or whatever. You also see this red tarp over the GNX in the Luther music video. So that's something to really keep in mind. Now, if you connected to this theory, what could this potentially mean? What if the cover comes off of the GNX and Baby Keem comes out of the GNX? What if this whole time, all this promotion, the dice, all of that, has been directly connected to the GNX that's been on the same stage? The dice floating and everything, it's on the same stage that the GNX covered in the tarp is on. What if all of the theatrics have been gearing up for Baby Keem's new project? And it would make sense because all of this promotion and this preparation would immediately platform Baby Keem into the voice for the next generation, for the next Gen Z, the next artist that Gen Z has been looking for, the superstar artist that everybody's been asking for. Where are the new superstars? Where are the new boom boom? TDE got Doechii, PG Lane got Baby Keem. And this type of process would make that 100% possible. If this is the case, there's nothing that can stop Baby Keem. And that brings me to the next part. GNX is 12 tracks. Guess how many tracks Casino is? 12. Now that might be a minuscule detail, but it's something very important to know, because there's a lot of intentionality with what's going on here. And I wouldn't be surprised if this album has that same level of gritty energy that GNX had. Clearly, they have no issue with giving you something that's compact, that's potent, and to the point. GNX might have been the blueprint for what Casino is going to be. And if that's the case, it makes the Body's music video look a little different. Let's look into it. When you look at the Family Ties music video, right? It's two completely different energies. One half is Baby Keem's, the other half is Kendrick's. And if you've been listening to Kendrick and Baby Keem collabs, they love switching beats. They love switching the energy. They love just automatically shifting everything that you thought was gonna go one way. I remember when I first heard Family Ties, I thought that Kendrick was gonna rap on the same beat, and the next thing you know, the whole energy shift and Kendrick's on some different timing, yet the same timing. Right? So they're not rapping the same or all different, but it feels seamless. It feels like they was able to go from one part to another, right? I believe that this is going to be the same thing in the Body's music video. And I say this because, think about it. In the music video that we've seen so far, everything that we've seen in the Body's music video thus far, Kendrick Lamar gets out of one GNX, but there are two GNXs. One's over here, one's over there. Kendrick Lamar gets out of one GNX. And it's also important to note that both GNXs are turned on, if I remember correctly. If I'm not, y'all go ahead and correct me. But for what I remember, both GNXs are turned on. Okay? So from that perspective, Kendrick Lamar getting out of one of them would automatically leave you to assume that maybe somebody is in the other GNX, or the other GNX represents a deluxe. I believe that, connected to what I said earlier, the way that the tour would happen is that the cover would come off of the GNX, right? And then Baby Keem would come out of the GNX, which will make the crowd go ballistic, right? Absolutely ballistic. The first shows are in this one. But I think that's completely connected to the Body's music video, because I believe the same way the energy shifted, right? We already get a beat shift. We already get Kendrick walking up to the stage, and then it's this very light, almost angelic sound. You know what I mean? That's like high vibes, high vocals. The beat is a lot more pure. And then it transitions into a different scene where everything gets darker, right? The video gets darker, the energy gets darker, Kendrick's raps get darker, the cadence gets darker, the words that are being said gets darker, okay? I don't believe that's the only beat shift. I think there will be another beat shift, and that beat shift will lead into Baby Keem's scenery. That beat shift will lead into Baby Keem's lyrics. I wouldn't even doubt if he has a portion of it that sounds one way, and then the second part that sounds another way, right? But I think all of that is connected to the point where Baby Keem gets out of the other G and X. That's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that Baby Keem and Kendrick Lamar are on this song. And the reason why that makes sense to me is because if Bodies is featuring Baby Keem, you grant him an automatic number one. Whether it's on his album, right? Whether it's on a deluxe from Kendrick Lamar, or whether it's on a collab project from them in the future, like some Watch the Throne type thing. Regardless, if you are looking to build your label, you take this momentum and you give it to Baby Keem. And I don't think that Bodies would be promoted in this way if it's not featuring Baby Keem. I really don't think so. I really don't think so. You telling me you promoted the album this whole time and it's not connected to the red tarp over the GNX? You telling me that you've been promoting this song since the Super Bowl right? And it's not connected to Baby Keem. It's not connected to the very artist that's going to take your label to the next level. So that even if Kendrick Lamar decides to sit back and say, you know what, I don't want to rap no more, I'm good, his second cousin just took over the game. And the only competition, which it isn't competition, would be Doechii on the other side. The male and female counterpart for the new voices of Generation Z. The voices that the game's been asking for. Where are the voices for Gen Z? Where are the superstars for Gen Z? I'm telling you, if Baby Keem is on Bodies, you basically guarantee that. Because it's the most anticipated song in hip hop right now. No other song in hip hop has this level of anticipation, and no other song in hip hop is going to break the internet like this one will. Family Ties was a major success. Major success. It's huge song. If you seen the way that the fans was going during the tour, Family Ties was going stupid worldwide, bruh. Stupid worldwide. To not emulate that again, in my perspective, would be crazy. It would be crazy. I think Bodies is Family Ties Part 2, and he's been getting us ready for it the same way he's been feeding us the images for Baby Keem's album. Now, when it's gonna drop, what it's gonna be for and all that, I don't know. I can't say that. I'm not sure. But what I'm willing to put all my chips on is that Kendrick Lamar is not the only one on this song, and the other person on this song is Baby Keem. That's the theory. You feel what I'm saying? Like, comment, subscribe, especially if you're new here, especially if you've been here. What we're gonna do now is rate the theory. So I want you to know what y'all think about the theory on a scale of 1 to 10. What y'all think about this theory on a scale of 1 to 10? If you got a counter argument, if you got what you think would actually take place, I would love for y'all to put that in the comments, just your own perspective. Would love to see that. And then I'll go through the comments and see what I think as well. But yeah, this is the theory. So yeah, if y'all ain't seen the F Ice music video, go check that out. It's the music video I put at the very beginning of the video, and I also put it here in one of the tabs so you can click on it and go watch it. They played it on Culture United last night. Shout out to Justin Hunt. Culture United was also super dope. It'll be available on all platforms February 22nd, 2026. If you know, you know. So yeah, shout out to everybody that's been showing love. Shout out to all the new subscribers. Shout out to, man, the community in general, man. I love where we at right now in the space of hip hop, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all have a good night, all right? And I'm gonna go live tomorrow. I'm gonna catch y'all.